All right, boys, what's going on? This is the OG Owens first ever mock draft. I don't really watch college ball. I just drink beer and beat my meat. So I'm thinking I'm just going to take some quick look ups on Google when going over these prospects, maybe watching some quick tape, and that's how I'm going to decide who picks who. Now let's go. First pick, Tennessee Titans. I'm definitely going to be looking at the needs because I think that's definitely something I'm going to be needing to look at. I mean, Tennessee Titans, obviously, Will Levis, he's the mean guy. He, can't last that long against his girlfriend, so I think Cam Ward is probably the easy bet. And I think about it. The Titans will have a really good backup quarterback. Yeah, unless the Titans trade back for a big haul, that could be a thing. Getting the clear now. All right, so we're going to go number one, Cam Ward. All right, as a Giants fan, my buddy's jealous, so we're going to go Cam Ward. Also, every pick we're confused on, we're going to be drinking a beer. This one, which is probably going to be every pick after number two. So, Tennessee Titans, we're going to do Cam Ward. All right, number two, Cleveland Browns. Says their top three needs are cornerback, QB, wide receiver. All right, so it says their number one need is cornerback, but they have the 28-year-old Denzel Ward. Greg Newsome got benched, so that means their other two cornerbacks are kind of no-namers. So, I mean, they could probably use a defensive back. They have Kenny Mittenhands Pickett as their backup. They have Joe Flacco, so do they really need a QB right now? So, it looks like the Browns have made more moves that reflect not picking a quarterback. Just because, they signed Joe Flacco, they re-signed Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett said he's happy with their plan, which, I mean, they made the playoffs with Joe Flacco. So I feel like Myles Garrett is kind of happy with Joe Flacco for another year, and then they draft Sony for next year. This really could be a trade. I don't think we're going to do trades in this mock draft. But, I mean, dude, their top three needs are QB, or cornerback and wide receiver, and Travis Hunter fills out both of those. You really can't go wrong with that, so we're going to go Cleveland Browns, Travis Hunter. All right, number three, New York Giants. I got my buddy here who is a Giants fan. I'm going to let him kind of talk here and figure out what does he want to do. What are you thinking? Yeah, you have Brian Burns, Sexy Dexy, and Thibodeau isn't bad.
Tibbs is on his fifth year.
Also, do you guys still have Ojulari?
No, I think we lost him this offseason.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, I think he went to the Eagles, of course. Yeah,
oh, dude, that's fucking...
on a 1 year, $4 million.
Oh, he's gonna kill it.
They just like to
he's gonna kill it, man. We were really close to doing a trade, but we're gonna have the Giants take Abdul Carter. So that means instead of having a dominant 3, they're gonna have a dominant 4. So they'll have Abdul Carter on the edge. They'll have Thibodeau on the edge, and then they'll have Brian Burns on the edge. Maybe fit Thibodeau on the inside.
The only thing I've heard from the one setback from doing that is you have Brian Burns, who is an undersized outside linebacker, really.
Yeah.
Playing off the edge. He's only like 250, 240.
So maybe have him play more pass coverage.
Tibbs is the same way, though. Tibbs is also a lighter edge rusher. He's like a 240, 250. Carter's another lightweight linebacker off the edge. So our whole edge is going to be smaller guys. They're saying on a run defense, is that going to be able to hold up against a team like the Eagles, who have huge guys?
Oh, you're getting fucked up then, man.
If we have 4 smaller guys, it might hold us back, even if they're great pass rushing. But
yeah, that's a good point.
That's where I'm like, we might have to get rid of Tibbs in this situation. But he's the best player available.
Dude, trade and maybe you can meet him.
Yeah, if he wants to play next to Sexy Dexy, that'd be pretty awesome to have. But
you guys take Mason Graham? No, that's I would trade with the Jets.
Honestly, if you want to go wild card, go Mason Graham or Genty. I like that pick at 3. I would not be mad if they take Genty at 3.
Dude, Genty at 3 for the Giants. So they have Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, but Genty would be
really...
If we really want to win right now, I think he's going to be the biggest...
Let's do a completely different thing. It's going to be Saquon Jr. It's going to be Saquon Barkley 2.0.
He's going to be the biggest...
Giants are going with Ashton Genty.
Save Daboll's career.
Really. Number 3 overall, save Brian Daboll's career. All right, Patriots. Their biggest needs are O-line and wide receiver. And D-line.
I think they take Abdul Carter all day. He's a top 3 player in the draft. Get him at 4.
Or Will Campbell. No, but weren't they say Will Campbell's hands are too small or arms are too small?
People question if he's going to be able to play left tackle in the league because he has undersized arms. He might be a really good guard in the league, but they're not going to take the number 4.
Dude, if people are saying, oh, you'll be a good guard, fuck it! Sure, yeah. I'll take that.
We need a good guard, yeah. Carter's here. If this is the way we're playing.
So this is going to be more of an easier one. I can't think of any single Patriots name brand edge rusher right now. Is Judon on the Patriots?
Falcons. No, they traded him to the Falcons.
Yeah, so Judon to the Falcons. That was last year.
They definitely edges of need.
It's crazy. That edge is even what they're saying. But we're going to go Abdul Carter to the Patriots. All right, Jacksonville Jaguars. It's saying they need D-line, tight end because they lost Evan Ingram, and O tackle. Wait, they have Cam Robinson, I believe, but maybe they have Cam Robinson and who else? Oh, Robinson's on the Texans now. So they lost Cam Robinson last year. And I can't even tell you who the other tackle is. So this is probably easy. Will Campbell or Armand Membu. Who's bigger? Membu's 21. He's 6'4", 330.
He's the bigger guy. He's the
He's
more true
33 and a half arm length. Will Campbell's same age, 21.
That's gonna be like a
6'6", 319. But 32
like a team's preference.
Yeah, so 32 5/8 compared to 33 and 1/8. But this guy's 4 inches taller. I'd rather take Will Campbell. Will Campbell's taller but slightly smaller arms. I think I'd rather take Will Campbell over Membu.
Yeah, I've seen a lot for the Jags. Them taking
Mason Graham. Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot too. Ooh. They do need D-line. Because who do they have? Well, here's the thing. They have Jonathan Allen. No, they have Josh Allen. They have Trayvon Walker. But they have no D-line. They have no one in the interior. How old is Mason Graham?
I don't know their O-line.
Mason Graham is going to be 22. 6'3", 300. Here's the thing. Trevor Lawrence has still been disappointing. I think they're going to want to do something to make Trevor Lawrence have a better, bigger, bolder year than what he's been doing. So we're going to have Will Campbell be the number 5th overall pick. Raiders. So they were going to be Ashton Jeanty, but the Giants snuck up and took them. Now, what are the Raiders going to do? I mean, they can get Mason Graham. I mean, I feel like they need a wide receiver, dude. Who are the top wide receivers? Tet? I mean, I know Tet's been falling.
Tet or Golden. Golden might go way earlier than projected because he is the fastest guy in the draft. He's going to be like a worthy.
Golden's probably going to be in the mids, 10s,
I wouldn't be surprised if Golden goes above Tet, honestly.
Dude, but what about imagine having Tet and Brock Bowers.
I mean, they need somebody.
Well, also, they have Jacoby Myers, who's solid.
Who is kind of like a grab ball kind of guy anyway, which is what Ted is.
Who's going to be their quarterback? It's going to be like, they didn't sign him, right?
Gino.
Oh, Gino. They have Gino. So they have Gino. Do they take Mason Graham?
If you want a wild card, go to running back, man. They really need a running back in this offense. They have no one. They have Zamir White. That's their starter. Omarion Hampton is going to be. I mean, whether he's in the late teens to the 20s or whether the Raiders take him here because they really need a running back.
The Raiders taking 2 running backs.
It depends on what they value.
Dude, honestly, but I could see it because it's been a year. The 2020s have been years of history.
Hampton is a clear step above the rest of these running backs here.
Yeah,
it's Jeanty at 1. Amari Hampton's a clear 2, and
everyone else
a lot of other like 3A, 3B, 3C.
All right.
Or you could go wide receiver. There is a couple good receivers that depend on what position you're valuing more here. But they have Jacoby Myers. They have no running. That's the way you look at it, in my opinion.
All right, boys. We're going something crazy here. We feel like all the 2020 drafts have been some type of year history, some type of crazy pick within the top 10. So we're going to keep that precedent going on.
Especially for the Raiders, too.
Especially for the Raiders, too. They chose Cleveland Farrell with the 4th pick, Alex Leatherwood with the 17th. So the Las Vegas Raiders with the 6th overall pick are going to take the 2nd running back off the board with Omarion Hampton. All right, Jets. Number 7, they just picked up Justin Fields. So they are probably going to need an O-tackle, which is the number 1. And I was going to say wide receiver because they really only have Garrett Wilson. Also, it's the D-line because they have Quinnen Williams and... They have Quinnen Williams and who are those other guys they just drafted? Jermaine Johnson and Jermaine Johnson and...
the Alabama linebacker.
Yeah, so their edges are good with Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald. They have those guys. Will McDonald's still like in the rotation, not starting maybe. Jermaine Johnson is. They have Quinnen Williams as a starter, so they may be Mason Graham here. Or
they just got they just drafted the right tackle last year, Fashanu.
Ooh, okay. So they drafted
him the left tackle.
They drafted the tackle last year with Fashanu. Maybe they draft another tackle with Membu.
Membu might be the best tackle.
And then they have their bookends for the next 10 years, especially when they have Justin Fields, who's going to be a mobile quarterback.
And Mason Graham falling this far is also
Mason Graham is.
He could go.
Dude, but that could. Yeah, I know, man. But like their defense has always been good. Their defense did kind of get a little worse once they fired Saleh. It could have been a motivational thing, but I'm thinking Membu here, man. I think that's going to be good for what they're trying to do. All right, the Jets are going to choose Armand Membu with the 7th overall pick. Mason Graham Mason Graham is still sliding. Now, Panthers. Yeah, okay, Mason Graham's to the Panthers. Edge, cornerback, tight end. They need defense. Mason Graham, fuck it, just throw him down there, man.
He's a top 5 player. To him to fall to 10, man.
Or it says they need edge, but like, bro, have Mason Graham thrown in the interior, and he can move somebody else on the edge too. So yeah, Mason Graham, number 8 to the Panthers. Now the Saints. I think this is easy. They need everything. I would say this is easy Shedeur Sanders. I also want to say this. I feel like the Saints are probably one of the best spots for Travis Hunter because they're the only team that uses utility players like what's it called? Taysom Hill. They're like the only team that can use players like that. So I feel like Travis Hunter to the Saints would be very good for him. But at 9, it's never gonna happen. So why not take his teammate in Shedeur Sanders, especially with what's his name, Derek Carr? He has some mystery injury. Who knows if he's even gonna be playing this year? I think it's an easy pick. Saints pick Shedeur Sanders. Now the Bears says they need O-tackle, edge, safety, possibly receiver because Keenan Allen's getting a little older.
Dude, this is like one of the worst scenarios if you're the Bears.
I know.
You lose both running backs, both prime running backs you want,
and both tackles.
Both tackles go. Those are your.
The only person you really got is Jalen Walker. That's Jalen Walker. I'd say. Yeah, Kelvin Banks.
Banks is up there.
The Bears could go Kelvin Banks. To me, it's either Banks or Jalen Walker.
I think they really want Genty here.
Yeah,
they really want Genty. I think this is another with what's his face from the Lions.
There's a lot more edge prospects than O-tackle prospects. The edge is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the top 50, 7 guys in the top 60. Whereas O-tackle, there's 4 guys.
I think it's a flip-flop.
So
whatever the
and also Caleb Williams got sacked a lot last year. So I think
they did pick up 3 offensive linemen in free agency.
Oh yeah, they did pick up 3 offensive linemen.
And trade. I think they traded.
And trade. Who did they pick up?
A couple. The guy from one of them was from the Rams. They got a guy from the Chiefs. Guys, no names but starters. Yeah. They're big.
Maybe they choose edge. All right, let's go Jalen Walker out of Georgia. Dude, there's 2 Georgia edgers in the top 15, 10 and 15.
Jalen Walker is a linebacker. Michael Williams edge.
Edge? No way he goes over Jalen.
I don't know what the confidence. I think it depends on the.
But realistically, it's Jalen Walker.
You know the thing? I heard Jalen Walker a lot for San Francisco.
I was also going to say. I was also going to say Mike Hill and Jalen in there.
The draft is no one's going to be able to actively.
Yeah. All right. So Jalen Walker is more of a linebacker. Michael Williams is more of an edge rusher. I think we're thinking Bears are going to need more of an edge rusher. Let's go Michael Williams. Now the 49ers, they lost Dre Greenlaw
to the Broncos.
So Jalen Walker could be their pick.
Don't need tight end.
They don't need tight end or linebacker. Yeah, dude, Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker can be their pass coverage linebacker, their Mike linebacker, or edge rusher. He can play all 3 of them. So we're going to have him as the number 11th pick to the San Francisco 49ers, being the Dre Greenlaw replacement.
Very good spot to be in for the Cowboys.
Okay.
You have a lot of good things.
So, boys, this is going to be the first time I'm revealing this. I am a Cowboys fan. So this is all what I think we should be doing. I love drafting in the trenches. Especially O-line. We've always done very well there. Jerry Jones is senile. He should be floating down a box in a river, but unfortunately that isn't happening yet. He can still draft O-line. So I trust him on that. But despite us losing Zach Martin, I mean, we still have Tyler Smith. He's been an all-pro guard. Last year we drafted Tyler Guyton. He did have some growing pains, but he's a rookie. I feel like coming into this next year, he's going to be stepping up. And I feel like he could, I mean, I don't want to say he's going to be the next Tyler Smith because that's incredible shoes to fill. But I mean, he has that potential. So with Guyton and Smith with the left side, we have Cooper Beebe, he's going to be sliding in the center. I'm not too critical on him. I don't feel like he's going to be that bad. Especially if we were able to make deal with Tyler Biotish. He was like a 3rd, 4th round pick. A lot of potential. Same thing with Cooper Beebe. I think we do the same exact thing with him. Right guard, I don't even know what the hell's happening there, so maybe we can get the rookie to slide into right guard. And then right tackle, we have Terrence Steele. He's not really going to get any better. He's like 28, 29. He's like that, at best, middle to run right tackle. So, I mean, we could definitely use O-line help, but I mean, with everything that's going on, since we don't really have like a huge head coach, huge offensive coordinator, maybe we get skill position. We have no running back. But as you saw, Omarion Hampton and Ashton Jeanty are both drafted. I do not think this is the time and the place to take either Ohio State running back or Iowa. That's going to be a 2nd round thing. And also, there's so many good running backs here. I feel very good about any pick we get in the 2nd or 3rd round, depending on how our O-line is. Well, I mean, our O-line's already pretty good. But, I mean, if we can get a guy in the 1st, 2nd round, then I think that's going to help out our running game in the 2nd or 3rd round even more. So, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be the first team to choose a wide receiver. Now, it's either do we choose Big Tet Met or do we choose Speedy Matthew Golden? I mean, so we have Jake Ferguson, recently just got engaged to Haley Cavender, TikTok basketball queen babe. We got him and CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Tolbert, I mean, he's not small-ish, but he's not big. So maybe we do need a big guy. I mean,
CD could kind of do it all.
CD can do it all, but would it be better if we had a big guy? Because here's the thing: when we had Brandon Cooks, he was older, not as
Xavier Worthy.
I don't think Matthew Golden is gonna be Xavier Worthy.
I think he's kind of gonna be the same build. That's what you're gonna use him as if you draft. But he has hands too. He doesn't drop the ball. He was Texas' #1 receiver.
I know.
And a receiver room full of good receivers. I think this literally just depends on the specific wide receiver room. Is like what would work better for the Cowboys.
5'11", 191. Ran a 4.29.
It's like Chase Claypool or Kadarius Toney. If I'm gonna use an equally shitty actual player comp, but that's the not Kadarius. Xavier Worthy. That's what I think of. Xavier Worthy. Maybe he's like 0.05 seconds slower.
4.5.
That's good too.
Dude, his stats are so much better than Matthew Golden's though.
Ted was a top 5 player at one point. People are just questioning him now. I think you would love to have Ted.
I think Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. Also, wait. I just realized this. I remember this looking back at this. Jerry Jones likes picking guys that are born in Texas. So is Ted grew up in Hawaii. What about Matthew Golden? He went to Texas and he grew up in Texas.
I think that's
Okay.
Matthew Golden's going to be a first-round receiver.
Matthew Golden to the Dallas Cowboys because Jerry Jones, senile in this, he just sees Texas glory hole days. All right, now Miami, they need an offensive tackle, D-line, basically O-line and D-line, the trenches. This could be a Kelvin Banks because I think they lost Austin Jackson.
Unless they go edge.
Yeah, this is just easy O-tackle. Get Kelvin Banks. All right, Miami Dolphins are going to go Kelvin Banks. Colts, I think this is where we're going to see our first tight end, Tyler Warren. I think this is the most obvious thing ever. Nobody else... They're not going anybody other than tight end.
He's gonna be I think he might be like the next Brock Bowers.
He really could be.
He's gonna have 1,000 his rookie year. I think they draft him in your fucking league. I think he's gonna have it go off.
So we're gonna have Colts draft the next Brock Bowers and Tyler Warren. And speaking of Brock Bowers, Kyle Pitts at the Falcons. Who are the Falcons gonna do? Do they choose his replacement, Colson Lovely? Probably not. I'm thinking they use edge. They need defense.
They do not need...
I'm thinking Shamar Stewart.
They need edge.
They could use maybe another cornerback. AJ Terrell had a bit of a downgrade, or had a bit of a down year. They could take the #1 pure linebacker in Jihad Campbell.
They could go Josh Simmons would have been like a top 5, top 10 pick in this draft, but he got hurt last year.
Yeah.
And so he's coming off an injury, but they could have... That's what they
did with Kirk Cousins, so fuck it.
If he heals up, he could be one of the better players in this draft. They should get him here, and if that's the position they want to go for. So I don't know, but I don't know what their corner. If they need a #2, they should draft. I also don't trust the Falcons to do the right thing in this situation either. They might just pick another quarterback. So the Falcons have Mike Hughes, AJ Terrell, and D. Alford. Yeah, if I was them, I think Josh Simmons might be a good bet for them. But I also don't, I don't trust them. It's going to get interesting. These next ones are going to all be kind of like
shots in the dark.
Bengals are 1,000% going because they have the highest paid fucking trio in the league. So Mike Hughes played good. Now let's just check D. Alford. So AJ Terrell did have a down year, but Mike Hughes played good. They also have D. Alford as their nickel back. So they're going edge or O-line. They should. So Falcons edge or O-line. They never go edge. They don't ever go edge. But they literally don't have any edge. I think they have to. Judon did shit. They need an edge. Okay, so I think they just go Shamar Stewart. Or do they go Mike Green? Do they choose the lesser named guy? The lesser named guy is actually Shamar Stewart. I think Mike Green is hyped up coming in this. Shamar Stewart just tested really good at the combine. He's really fast, really good vertical. Really good bench press, stuff like that. He only had, I think, 6 sacks on the season. He wasn't a super big sack guy, but people are saying he has the ability. He has the measurables, yeah. Mike Green has the better stats. They probably need a more pro-ready guy. So, we were thinking edge for the Falcons, but we know they're going to need a more pro-ready guy. Mike Green has off-the-field issues, too. Oh, Mike Green does have off-the-field issues. Mike Green has off-the-field issues. Shamar Stewart is a bit of a more project player. Jihad Campbell's Jihad Campbell, man, he can probably do a lot. Shamar Stewart's going to be 22 halfway through the year. I really think most of this draft might be somewhat accurate, at least position-wise and stuff. I think it's going to be cool to look back on. I think you kind of got to just throw your own guesses into there because it's going to be random. All right, so Mike Green's legal issues, he's never charged for anything, and they sent back in 2022. So 3 years ago, he did have more college production than Shamar Stewart, I believe. So I'm thinking Falcons go Mike Green. They need the more pro-ready guy. All right.
Mike Green to the Falcons at number 15.
Shamrocks. What are the Shamrocks?
Oh, Shamrocks need everything, man. QB, no, safeties, quarterbacks, defensive backs, big time.
Colson Loveland is also going to go in the first round. He might actually also break Brock Bowers' record.
He's probably going to Denver, Pittsburgh, probably Denver or Seattle.
Warren is
Chargers. Colson Love is going to the Chargers.
Dude, that would be perfect for them. They would love that. But he is more of a Brock Bowers. Warren is more of a whatchamacallit from the 49ers.
George Kittle.
Like, he can catch the ball, but he also is a blocker too.
Yeah.
He is a Brock Bowers. Like, he's basically a wide receiver. Yeah, but he's good. He's good.
And I would say Arizona probably gets Shamar Stewart or Will Johnson.
They need defense. I could see him going.
I think they get the first corner.
Jahdae Barron, I've heard a lot of really good things about. Will Johnson was one of the best corners in college football, but his measurables, apparently he has really short arms.
Okay.
So people that are like, is he going to be able to play outside against big receivers?
So Will Johnson seems a little...
But Jahdae Barron also, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But he also plays nickel.
Okay.
So he's not an outside corner. He's an inside. He's a nickel.
Right. So for the Cardinals, we're thinking cornerback. Will Johnson is the better prospect, but he didn't test as well physically. But Jahdae Barron played mostly in the nickel. Since the Cardinals do have a history of drafting short guys like Kyler Murray, I don't think they're going to be scared of having a guy with a small wingspan, small arms, and Will Johnson. So I'm thinking the Cardinals get the first cornerback off the board in Will Johnson. Now, Bengals, very obvious. We're not even looking at offense here. Defense. I think they just go Shamar Stewart or Jahdae Barron. Who do they have on their edge other than fucking... the one guy retired. No.
The other one asked for a trade.
No, he resigned.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Trey Henderson, I'm pretty sure resigned. Sam Hubbard retired, so maybe they get the Sam Hubbard replacement. Even though Sam Hubbard wasn't huge.
Malachi Jesse Bates, they lost last year, and I think they missed him a lot. That's the number one safety, but that is high for a safety.
17? I don't think that's that bad.
I mean, God Campbell, I don't think he's usually there. So Jahdae Barron, I think it could be either one of those guys.
6 guys.
I think it depends on whatever position they feel like they need to fill ASAP, because they should be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
But the way they're designing their team, they're gonna have to put up 50 points every single game.
Yeah. I mean, they drafted Miles Murphy a couple years ago, I think. So maybe they just finally give him some actual snaps.
Whoever they think is gonna actually help their team right now, out of those 3, 4, 5 guys, they're gonna draft that guy to make a difference.
All right, let's go with.
So they're all different.
It's Barron, Stewart, or Jahdae Campbell.
Malachi Starks, I think.
Or Malachi Starks, too.
You want a safety.
I don't know.
Jahdae is a nickel. Maybe you can take him out because there's so many better
I don't think they need a nickel.
Shamar, are you going to go linebacker or are you going to go safety?
I don't think they need edge because they have Trey Henderson. They have Miles Murphy.
If they still have Hendrickson, I think they skip that.
So I'm thinking... Dude, yeah, maybe they get the first safety. They really need pass coverage help.
If he's Kyle Hamilton-esque, then...
Jahdae Barron's nickelback, so I think they might rather go with the safety Malachi Starks because he's just... I know it's just 21 here, but he might be the better prospect for the Bengals. So we're going to have Bengals take the first safety off the board. Malachi Starks.
At one point, he was a top 10, top 15 overall prospect, too. He's falling through this position.
Now, the Seahawks, it doesn't say a wide receiver, but, dude, they only have Jackson Smith-Njigba and, Jake Bobo. I feel like this is a perfect spot for Tet.
They do have Cup on 2 years.
Oh, they got Cup, yeah.
It's not immediate. They don't need to do it right now. If they really like Jahdae, I think, because they got a defensive coordinator head coach.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They have Reek Woolen and
Shamar Stewart, though. They might want. I think they need defensive help. They could go Tet. Tet falling this far is definitely a shocker, but Shamar.
No, but I would say help out Sam Darnold. And, dude, actually... What if they get Colson Loveland? Who is their tight end?
I think they go Tet over.
I think they go offense. Help Sam Darnold.
Tet is kind of like a Walmart DK.
And crazy. DK went in the end of the second round.
Yeah.
All right, so we're thinking the Seahawks are going to have a DK 2.0 because, they need to help out Sam Darnold. I think they go wide receiver over defense.
Yeah, I think in this scenario, if Tet is false to them, I think they
Yeah. All right, they're going to go Tet McMillan. Bucks. Now, they could be the Jahdae Campbell guys.
I don't think they go tight end, but I think they could take any one of these top 3 here. I think they probably go defense. Scroll down a little
So they have Antoine Winfield in the back and the defense. Edge rusher.
Yeah, all right.
It could be Shamar.
But if they're comfortable with their D line, they could just say, "Hey, let's get a really good nickel to start right now. He makes our team better."
So yeah, who are the? Let's see, who are the?
I did a mock draft once, and I had McMillan going to the Bucks, but I was like, they couldn't do that because then they had.
Oh yeah.
And they're number 3 and their number 4 would be McMillan.
Dude, their corners are Jamel Dean, Zion McCollum, and Tyke Smith. Do you know who any of these guys are? Okay, so we just took a look at the Bucks cornerback room, and I don't know a single one of those fucking names. So I think we're just gonna have them take Jahdae Barron.
He might be the best in the draft.
Yep. All right, Bucks get Barron.
Broncos, another team that would like Amar in Hampton. If he does fall to where realistically he's set to at 20 something, I think they are at exactly 20. They would love to get Amar in Hampton. He could be a starting running back for them right now because they lost what's his face.
They lost Ronte Williams.
They have running back by committee, but they could definitely use a guy.
Yeah. So the Broncos last year were going running back by committee. They had Ronte Williams and Audric Estime. They lost Williams to the Cowboys. Audric Estime, he's going to go into his second year. He was a good prospect out of Notre Dame, but he was only drafted in the 5th round, and he played like a 5th rounder. He averaged under 4 yards a carry. So this would have been a perfect spot for the Broncos to get Amar close. But Colston Loveland, because also their tight end group fucking sucks. They have what? Grant Delpit? That's the only person I can think of. Grant Delpit?
I don't know anything.
Or no, Grant Delpit got traded to the Giants, I think. So I don't even know who the Broncos tight end is. So I say they just go Colston Loveland.
Because their linebackers are fine. I don't think they're in Jahad Campbell.
No, also they got Dre Greenlaw. And
they're developing their edge too, I think.
And Talanoa Hufanga. So they have someone else on the edge too. He's a younger guy. I can't think about the guy on top of my head.
The Chargers are pissed. What's his face is pissed about this, but
also they're division rivals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Harbor,
steal the Michigan tight end from the Chargers to piss off your division rival.
Yeah,
why not?
He'll start right away.
And he will start right away. Colston Loveland to the Broncos. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who the fuck's their quarterback? They still don't have a quarterback.
They're not going to go quarterback either. There's too many good players here.
Or Jackson Dart.
Nah, there's too many good quarterbacks here. Jahad Campbell sounds like a fucking Steeler. He's just going to go to the Steelers.
Or they do Josh Simmons.
And in 4 or 5 years, he's just going to be like a fucking stud.
Yeah.
I can see Josh Simmons, Campbell, or Stewart. One of those guys.
But they have Patrick Queen. They signed him last year. So maybe they don't go Jihad. Maybe they go with the O-line. Because didn't they...
Because realistically, if you look in the draft, there's no other team in this first round that's going to go quarterback besides them. They might have to trade up in the second.
Oh, the Rams. The Rams.
Not in the first round, you think? I think they still want to win.
Easy. Depending on who's available.
You think you take Jackson Dart right here?
To get the 5th-year option, 100%, so you don't have to sign him earlier?
I would be really surprised if I see that happen, but if you want to do that, do it. It wouldn't be too far off, but it would
actually, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking Steelers would rather go O-line here.
I don't think the Steelers get... Unless Shedeur Sanders was here. If Shedeur was here, I see them taking him. If not... I think they go defense. I feel like Steelers are a defensive team, and they're going defense all. If it's not QB.
All right, so Steelers are thinking more of a defensive-minded team. Mike Tomlin, does he see Shamar Stewart as a Pittsburgh Steeler or Josh Simmons or Jahad Campbell? Jahad Campbell probably is the closest one to a Steeler out of all these guys. When it comes to grit and just best pure at that position, Jahad Campbell.
Shamar, he's safer than Stewart. Stewart's not a gamble, but a prospect. Campbell is a stud.
Let's take a look at Steelers linebacker core.
Jahad Campbell is a 5-star recruit, Alabama, 5-year starting linebacker. That's who you're getting. The Steelers, I feel like.
So the Steelers linebacker group isn't even bad, dude. They have Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson. Dude, Peyton Wilson was a beast last year. And they have Alex Highsmith. So they're not going... Dude, Alex Smith, though... Wait, Alex Highsmith is... Yeah, dude, no, they're not going linebacker. They can't. So they're going edge or O-tackle. Edge, they have TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, 2 no-names. Cameron Hayward's really old. O-tackle, Broderick Jones, Troy Fautanu. Fautanu they drafted last year, I believe. Broderick Jones is still young. Yeah, dude, I think they go Shamar Stewart here. So based off... So the Steelers have a good linebacker core. They're all 27 or younger. When it comes to the edge, or when it comes to the tackle, they have 2 young tackles, 24 or younger, starting. So I'm thinking the Steelers are going to go edge because that's what they're lacking when it comes to age. Cameron Hayward's 35, and they have 2 relatively unproven guys on the line. And then TJ Watt is technically a linebacker, even though he plays on the edge, but he's also pushing 30. So we're gonna have the Steelers choose Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M. We're gonna have the Steelers choosing. We're gonna have the Steelers picking Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M. We're gonna have the Steelers picking Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M, the edge rusher, at pick number 21. Now,
Can I have a taco?
yes. Now onto the Chargers. We had them getting Colson Loveland because he's the Michigan guy. Harbaugh is the Michigan guy. He was coaching there for however many years, but the Broncos stole them. The Broncos stole him from the Chargers, the division rival. So now the Chargers got to go with plan B or C. There's not really too many hot wide receivers available. I mean, they could go Emeka Egbuka, but he's been falling. I mean, maybe they go cornerback? What about O-line? Gray Zabel. Yeah, it looks like the Chargers are in a weird spot when it says what they need and what they can get. Who are the Chargers linebackers? Maybe they just get Gion King.
No, I got Khalil Mack, but
he's old.
32.
Yeah, I feel like Chargers get the best guy available. Diane Henley.
Yeah, I think they're hoping for one of those tight ends.
Denzel Perryman, he's old, and Khalil Mack. So I'm thinking the Chargers are looking at a linebacker because they have Perryman, who's like 32, 33, 34, and they also have Khalil Mack, who's also around that same age. So why not take a young, hot linebacker who's the best at his position in this year's draft? Especially at 22, I feel like that's a perfect spot for this level type of linebacker. All right, so the Chargers are going to go Jihad Campbell at pick number 22. Packers, do we end the bullshit here? Do we finally let them pick a number one receiver, a first rounder? I don't think so. I really don't see that happening. Especially with who's left. Egbuka, I mean, they might not want to get Egbuka and Burden. I mean, those guys could easily be first rounders. They really could.
They're pissed because both the corners got taken. They wanted the corners.
But the Packers also wanted a corner. They were all taken too. So maybe they go. Dude, they could just go Josh Simmons and push him inside.
Dude, honestly, they need to protect Love. Love got hurt fucking how many times last year?
Love got hurt a lot last year. Says a big need is O-line and no tackle. So why not just choose Josh Simmons? He's the best prospect available.
Yeah.
He did have some injury concerns, but I mean, he's a good prospect. And Packers aren't going wide receiver. They chose like linebackers and edge rushers the last 2 years. So I think this is the year they go tackle. Right? Who did they draft last year? I know they drafted Lucas Van Ness and then Quay Walker. It's Van Ness and Quay Walker. I think
they want corner here, but they're not reaching because they want either the Texas or
dude, Nick Emanwori, I heard such good things about actually.
He was the guy who had like the crazy fast fucking time.
Yeah.
For the safety. He's the second safety apparently gonna go.
Dude, why not take him over?
Because I don't know.
Whoa.
It's your draft, man.
I know, man.
It's crazy shit's gonna happen. It could totally happen. He's an athletic freak, not necessarily the best position player. A lot of potential though.
I really want to do Nick Emanwori for the Packers, but they went defense the first round they went defense with the first pick the last few years. So I think this year they're going to go Josh Simmons to protect Jordan Love. And the Texans are super pissed off about that. Now we got the Vikings. Oh, they're perfect. Nick Emanwori. Perfect. I don't even think I need to explain anything there. That's literally what they need. Lewis Cine, I don't even think he's on the team anymore.
Same thing, there's no corners.
Yeah, they don't have there's no corners available left until the second round. So Nick Emanwori. Is Lewis Cine on the team?
Tyler Booker, you were talking about him, right?
Yeah, Lewis Cine from the Eagles.
Tyler Booker is apparently Zabel's above him. Tyler Booker, I thought, was the best interior offensive lineman.
But Gray Zabel?
Zabel's above him. North Dakota State.
I don't trust it. I don't trust North Dakota State.
That's like the Mike Green thing. That's everyone's saying Mike Green.
No, but Marshall wasn't an FCS school.
Okay. But North Dakota's the same thing.
North Dakota's an FCS. Marshall, I don't think
both of those guys I think are going to be studs because I think people are sleeping on them because they play guard. But, dude, if they draft two of the best fucking guards, I mean, dude, you're going to be set. So we're going to go Vikings. Are going to choose... I know Malachi Starks has a very good draft profile, but Nick Emanwori, I've heard such good things about his physicality, about his playmaking, about his IQ. With the combine, man. He showed up. And his combine skills, especially. So we're going to go Nick Emanwori to the Vikings, possibly getting the best safety in the draft. Texans, they got to go offense. They fucking traded fucking... What's his name? Oh, Laremy Tunsil. They have to go tackle. They have no... And they... Even before they traded Laremy... I know. That's the only... What did they get for Laremy Tunsil? Like a second or third rounder? I think it was a third. Maybe... No. Maybe it was a first.
Nah, it wasn't first. No way.
Maybe next. No.
Dude, it's crazy how, like, cheap all these vets are now.
I mean, he is probably like 31, but he could have been like another 3 or 4 years. That's your Super Bowl window. Why not have an all-pro tackle for 3 or 4 years? And it's not like they got a lot for it. I feel like that's one of the positions you're like, no, we'll hold on to the guy that's really expensive for, you know. That's why he's expensive, because he's not replaceable.
Yep.
But
So the Texans decided to trade away a non-replaceable guy in Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil, Laramie Tunsil is a 5-time Pro Bowler. So this is going to be his age 31 season. I mean, bro, for a left tackle, he's everything you fucking need. He's like number 3, number 4 in the league, and the Texans got rid of him
I'm looking at
they traded Tunsil and a 4th-round pick for a 3rd rounder.
a 3rd, a 7th in this year, and a 2nd and a 4th in next year.
Okay, so they traded Tunsil and a 4th-round pick to the Commanders for
a 2, 3, 4, 7
for next year's for this upcoming year's 3rd and 7th, and next year's 2nd and 4th. So getting this year's 3rd and next year's 2nd, that's definitely not bad. I guess I'd rather have, instead of those 4 picks, maybe a 1st-rounder. But instead of a 1st-rounder and you get 4 picks, especially a 3rd and a 2nd, a 4th, I mean, you really, especially for a 30-year-old, I'm not going to be too mad about that. But the Texans do need to replace him. Big time. O-line was probably a big liability for them, even before they got rid of Laramie Tunsil. I mean, Josh Conerly and Gray Zabel, I mean, I think they just go best guy available. Which, I mean, I don't think is Gray Zabel. North Dakota State scares me. I'm not going to lie. That scares me. He's not playing against the highest level competition. I know he's this highly graded draft. I know he's this highly prospected for a reason. But I think the Texans need to go to safest bet, which will be Tyler Booker.
That's how I do it, at least.
Yeah.
That's like, why, like, take a chance on a tackle or just get a really good guard?
Yeah, exactly.
If your offensive line is in shambles, why not just get a really good guard instead of take a chance on a tackle?
Yep, exactly.
That's how
All right, now the Rams. I low-key see the Rams taking taking a QB here. But, I mean, I can see them taking Jackson Dart. I can see it. It just depends on what they're doing. Or do they want that 5th-year option? Or would they rather have a guy for the 4-year, they have him sit around for a year or 2, play for 2 years, and then they can sign him immediately, like Jalen Hurts? It depends. They're smart. I think they're going to rather try to go with a 2nd to 3rd round quarterback. I don't think they're going to take quarterback first round.
They think they can still win. They just signed Devontae Adams.
They can still win.
Stafford clearly wants to still play. He got re-signed.
So
their D-line
it's saying they need cornerback, wide receiver, tight end, or edge.
Yeah, their D-line, I think, is alright.
Dude, maybe they're the team that gets Amuka and Buka. Imagine they Puka and Abuka.
I don't think they. Okay, what scroll up? What's above that? Edge. Dude, what if they get Zabel?
Interior offensive line.
Do they need a line?
No, that's that's not what they need for them. They need edge more. So I'm surprised Walter Nolan and
Walter Nolan is supposed to be really good. I heard a lot.
I'm thinking. Well, here's the thing.
James Pierce too.
Also, here's the thing. They have
they drafted the guy last
They
year.
drafted Braden Fisk and
I had him Pierce
and Jared Verse.
Yeah.
So do they need D-line? And also they have that guy Byron Young. So
I don't think they'd go D-line.
They might not go D-line here.
I know interior offensive line may be a repetitive thing, but okay, if you have 6 good offensive linemen, is that a bad thing?
No, but is it bad if you pick up a 3rd or 4th D-line then?
Yeah, okay, I know.
I think at that point,
but then maybe
pick best D-line.
You can't go wrong with the trenches, man. And you know what this comes down to?
Or what
they're going to interview. If this was the actual situation, they would take their interviews for those top 5 guys and be like, who do we like the best? Yeah.
And so between these, it's literally going to be, for us, it's Kenneth Grant, Derek Harmon, Zabel, Nolan, and Pierce.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'd go receiver.
It's just who interviews the best out of these guys?
I don't know. I would think it'd probably be the Michigan.
I was going to say maybe Zabel. Because somehow he's up here for North Dakota State. He's interviewing good, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. Getting a 5th-year option on a really good guard
or a really good D-line. Yeah. It's I would say they need more D-line. I would say get the D-line, dude. Get Kenneth Grant.
But that's the thing.
I know
he might be really good. I don't know anything about him, frankly. Kenneth Grant. but he is like the third or fourth defensive lineman. Whereas guard, you're getting the second best guard. And you know he's good because the best guard just got taken, and he is right there with them. So,
let's look at the Rams' team.
Yeah, what does their O-line look like?
Let's take a look at that.
But I don't feel like they have like a superstar O-line. They probably got a ragtag team. And that's what. Remember, Stafford got sacked a bunch last year.
He did. Alaric Jackson, Steve Vivio, Coleman Shelton, Kevin Don. Oh my God, who the fuck are these guys?
Dude, I think that's
26, no name.
I think it's.
Yeah, they're going on. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know how is this hard for us. We know all their D line like that. When it comes to their O line, we can't name a single fucking guy. So O line, easy. Let's go Zabel. Gray Zabel, North Dakota State. I think this is the first FCS guy getting drafted this year. Gray Zabel to the Rams. I'm thinking. I mean, Carson Wentz did play for Sean McVay for a year or so, I think. So, I mean, Sean McVay does have some familiarity playing with FCS guys or coaching FCS guys. So, yeah, I don't think Gray Zabel is going to be a bad pick for the Rams. On to the Ravens. It says their number one need is edge, O-line, and interior O-line and cornerback. Edge. Do they really need edge?
I would bet all my money they're not taking the white edge guy.
Who is Kenneth Grant?
Yeah. They're not taking a white edge guy in Baltimore. I don't know what about it, but I don't
Bro, the Eagles chose a white quarterback.
Yeah, and it worked out really good for them. Yeah. I don't think the fucking Baltimore Ravens are taking it.
I don't know, man. The Ravens just saw the Eagles choose a white corner.
Walter Nolan. I think it's Walter Nolan. I mean,
Mississippi?
Scroll down unless
James Pierce.
Could be James Pierce. James Pierce, I think, is another guy who got hurt. He was supposed to go really high.
I think they need more of an edge than interior.
Yeah, James Pierce.
Yeah. So Ravens need more of an edge than interior. James Pierce did suffer from injuries, so maybe that's why he fell. Let's pair him up with Odafe Owe on the edge. Or Jason Owe. Is that his name now? I don't know. Oh, no, his name, he goes by Odafe. All right, James Pierce to the Ravens. Now, the Lions, they also need an edge.
D-line. They're taking D-line.
But I think they're going to... and D-line. I think they're going to go with interior. They're probably... Dude, if they have Aiden Hutchinson, they're going to go with another white guy from Michigan. Yeah, Kenneth Grant, another hometown guy. Easy as fuck. Why not? Yeah. Commanders. I mean, I think this could be another edge. Boston College.
Walter Nolan. I like Walter Nolan. I think he's going to
Walter Nolan.
Ole Miss did good this year. I don't know. That's an SEC team, man. That's a good school. I know Ole Miss is looked at as. Wait, so
is Mississippi Ole Miss?
Where do you see Miss? No. Yeah. Ole Miss. Yeah. Mississippi.
So Jackson Dart is Ole Miss?
That's an SEC team. They're not like the Alabama. They didn't go undefeated, but they got 10 wins in the SEC playing against Alabama and Georgia and those teams that people.
So probably Walter Nolan then.
I think Walter Nolan's a good prospect. I think that Oregon guy is also good too. Oregon plays in the Big Ten, and they had a perfect season this year. Could be the Oregon guy.
No, or do they go edge? Because I think they still have those big interior guys.
I think
they have Deron Payne.
And I think that's a lot different than the Oregon and the Ole Miss guy. But
let me see the Commanders' interior guys. So the Commanders have Deron Payne and Javon Kinlaw. I don't think they're gonna.
Or do they go offensive? They could go O-line.
Cleveland Farrell and Doran. I think they'd rather go edge.
Actually, they just picked up O-line. Yeah, they're going deep. They're going D-line.
I think they'd rather go edge than D-line. So.
What are we saying? They're taking one of these three guys.
All right. So looking at it. I mean, they have Javon Kinlaw and Deron Payne in the interior, then Cleveland Farrell and Dorrance Armstrong on the outside. So, honestly, I think it's kind of equal between who they choose, between Walter Nolan and Donovan Ezeudu, because Nolan can easily slide in as the second D-line over Kinlaw, and Donovan Ezeudu can slide in as the second edge rusher over Cleveland Farrell. I mean, I feel like at this point, it's just you just choose the better prospect, which is going to be Walter Nolan. Commanders go Walter Nolan. I'm actually really surprised about that, but yeah, we're going to have to go with that. Buffalo, they definitely need D-line. I mean, a wide receiver, they could also go with wide receiver. I mean, they had Keon Coleman. They got him last year. Shakir. What's his name? Not Dawson Knox. Who's the tight end? Dalton Kincaid. He has not been good. So I think they could go offense here.
I mean, Ibuka's tempting because Ibuka's a good prospect, and him being there all the way in the end of the first is surprising.
Yeah.
But the one thing about the Bills that I've heard that makes me think I know the direction they're going to go is what was the one team that shut down the Chiefs? The Eagles. And how'd they do it? D-line. They fucking destroyed the fucking Chiefs on the D-line. I think they go D-line.
And that's the thing. The Bills have never been able to beat the Chiefs.
Their D-line, and their D-line isn't that good either. They're like middle of the road. I think it's D-line.
So they get Derek Harmon then.
Yeah, or unless that edge guy, you want to go edge.
No, I think Derek Harmon's going to be there. They need more of an interior.
And the Chiefs, they could really
I low-key want to do second round now, too. Maybe.
I just know nothing about second round.
I don't know either.
I barely know anything about first round. I think we just, in a couple of days, we'll do another first round one.
Okay.
Do some research. I think the Chiefs would go offensive line here. And the guy from Oregon is still a projected around a first round guy, and I think he is pretty good. He's probably the last in that tier of possibly a first round. Yeah. Unless they go interior O-line. But I think the Chiefs really need O-line.
So based off the Super Bowl, Chiefs were getting the Chiefs were getting their ass handed to them. The Chiefs were getting their ass handed to them during the Super Bowl. So they're definitely going to need O-line help. I think that's easy gimme. O-tackle, O-line, best guy available. So it looks like tackles, it's Connerly. Interior line, Donovan Jackson. Let's take a look at who they are. Josh Connerly will turn 22 halfway through the year. He's 6'5", 311. Well, actually, if he's a criminal, then they're just going to choose him. Okay, so Donovan Jackson is going to turn 23 during his rookie year. The other guy's going to turn 22. The other guy's 6'5", like 300. Donovan Jackson's going to be...
Look at the tackles.
Jackson, 6'4", 315. Well, yeah.
Look at the tackles.
Yeah. I'm comparing Josh Connerly and Donovan Jackson. I mean, Josh Connerly probably is the better prospect, size-wise.
Yeah, I think that's more.
All right, so the Chiefs are going to choose best O-line available, which is going to be Josh Connerly. I'm going to show you, compare Josh Connerly over Donovan. All right, final pick of the first round. The Philadelphia Eagles, they're just going to, why not, load up on D-line with Azukaro. Fuck it.
Another prospect.
Yeah, another prospect. Let's see how old he is. Because he could sit for 2-3 years. They have the fifth-year option on him.
Put him against 4 other studs, and then he'll probably be pretty good. Unless... That's the thing. O-line is kind of all taken, so I mean...
That's it. He'll be 22 when he gets drafted. So if he sits for his age 22, age 23, age 24, so his fourth year, he'll be 22, 23. He'll be 25. That's it. If he could start his age 25 season and be good as fuck because he had 3 years to sit and learn, then, bro, he has a good 10-year career right there. 25 to 35. 25 to 32, that's fine. If he could play electrically like that, he still gets paid. So I think this is a perfect pick for the Eagles. Donovan Azukaro.
I mean, it's crazy because Ibuka and Burden go into the second round. Receivers.
Oh, fuck. How do I understand?
Only two receivers taken in the first round. That's it. Golden and Tet.